Greetings and welcome to the introduction to astronomy. One of the things that I like to do in each of my introductory astronomy classes is to begin the class with the astronomy picture of the day from the NASA website, that is apod.nasa.gov/apod. And today's picture for October 11th of 2021. Well, it is titled Juno flyby of Ganymede and Jupiter. So what do we see here? Well, here's a video that we're going to watch that's going to run close to 4 minutes and will show the Juno spacecraft as it flies by Ganymede and Jupiter. So let's go ahead and start the video. And what we'll see is that we start off with off in the distance seeing these two objects. And as we approach on June 7th, we zoom in and head towards Ganymede. Ganymede, very large moon of Jupiter and largest moon in the solar system. And we can see the cratered surface as we approach, but also a lot of other structures within it. So it's an unusual moon. It's not an old cratered moon like our own, but has various structures and flows. And what we're looking at is all icy material on this. The surface of its moon is all going to be ice. When we get to the outer solar system, we see that the solid bodies are all composed of ice. And you can see a lot of that in the impact craters as we start to move away from Ganymede, that they are all dug up bright ice from down below. And then Ganymede will recede off into the distance, and a couple of days later we will see Jupiter. Now, of course, we zip through that, and Ganymede then fades off the top of the image. And what we're going to see next is we're heading down and we see the giant planet Jupiter itself. And this is on the 8th of June. And we begin to approach Jupiter, and we see it's very dark. We're looking towards the sun at this point. So we see only a crescent phase of Jupiter. And then as the approach begins, we will start to see more and more of it as we get closer to the planet. So we can see just a small amount of it down towards the bottom now, but we can see some lightning flashes. Lightning occurs on Jupiter, much as it does here on Earth. And we see a very bluish color with a lot of storms present as we approach the polar region. And Juno is in a polar orbit, meaning it flies over the poles of Jupiter instead of around the equatorial regions. We can see a lot of the turbulence and the flows of the gases within Jupiter's atmosphere. And again, many flashes of lightning as they show from storms within the planet's atmosphere. And then we continue to approach closer and closer, moving somewhat away from the pole now. The polar region in the blue there is now moving off the upper right hand side. And we get towards the more traditional reddish brown and white regions that we're used to seeing for Jupiter. So we can see all of that, all of those storms, and how all of the currents are much more highlighted on Jupiter than we're used to seeing on Earth. And we see now more storms as we come through closest approach, as we zip by the surface of the giant planet and then head back out and look towards the other polar region. We will start to see that. We see some of the storms again. Various alternating light and dark bands, these belts and zones on Jupiter. And we can see the bluish region of the other pole as Jupiter begins to recede off into the distance. So Juno has been exploring Jupiter for a while now. This was actually its 34th time it's zipped in close to Jupiter to give us an up close study of the planet. So it will continue this, and mission is planned to continue over the next couple of years. And in fact, next year we'll actually do a close pass of Europa. And Europa is a moon in size similar to our own moon, but is a very icy planet, or moon I should say, and has an ocean of liquid water down below its surface. So while we won't be able to see that, we will be able to get some much more detailed structures and studies of the surface this coming year when Juno flies close by Europa. So that was our picture of the day for October 11th of 2021. It was titled Juno flyby of Ganymede and Jupiter. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture previewed to be Fireball Lake. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone. And I will see you in class.